Hello students, today we are going to learn about business letters. So let us begin with today's session. Well, business letters, it is a letter written in formal language and used when writing from one business organization to another, or for correspondence between such organizations and their customers, clients, and other external parties. Now, effective business communication helps to get things done effectively, efficiently, and promptly. So, for a message to be effective and result oriented, imagination, creativity, organization, careful planning, and many other skills are required. Business language in the modern business writing should be provocative, stimulating, and interesting. At the same time, politeness, courtesy, and firmness must be observed. So we should never resort to rudeness or impoliteness at any stage, whatever the situation be. So business letters are penned for various purposes like placing orders, making inquiries, making credit requests, requesting claims and adjustments, to cancel order, making complaints, etc. Even today, business letters are very useful because it produces a permanent record. They are confidential, formal, and deliver persuasive, well considered messages. So it is important that when you are writing a business letter, state the purpose directly and keep the tone polite and pleasing. Be brief and relevant. So let us learn about different types of business letters. In your syllabus, you will get basically letters based on the topics, that is making inquiry, which may be related to asking for quotations or catalogs from the organizations or agencies. Then placing orders, cancellation of order, complaints and adjustments. So this is the format of a business letter, various components of letter, which has following parts: sender's address, date, inside address or addressee's address, salutation, subject, then main content. At the end, the complementary clause, the signature, and the enclosures. So let us understand all these one by one. So the first component is sender's address, which is always written at the top left-hand corner of the letter. Omit punctuation marks, that is to say, when you are writing the address, then at the end of the line, you must not add any punctuation marks there. So if you need to separate two things in that address part, then only you will use the punctuation. Like you are writing house number and then you are mentioning about the street number. So then you can use comma to separate these two information. Otherwise, you will not use the punctuation marks when you are following the block format. Next is the date. So you must consist date, name of the month, and the year. Never send a letter without a date. It is important to keep a record when a particular letter was written or sent. Now the date is written in two styles. One is the British method, which is like this, that is 4th July, and then you write the year. Or the American method with cardinal number, that is you write the name of the month first, then the date, and then the year. But in any case, you will not write like 7-2-12 or 7/2/12. It shows that the writer is careless or is in a great hurry. Then comes the inside address or the addressee's name. So it includes the name and the address of the firm or the individual to whom the letter is written. So it is again written on the left-hand side beside the margin, and you must leave a space after the date when you write the addressee's address. You may use the courtesy titles in case you know the receiver, that is Mr., Mrs., Shri, Srimati, etc. But if in case you don't know the name, then it is better if we write the sales manager, the accounts department, or the manager, etc. So basically, for the examination purpose, you are going to write this way, that is the sales manager, the manager in the addressee column. Next is the subject. Subject can be written before salutation or after the salutation. Subject is used so that the reader immediately knows what your letter is about. And then comes the salutation. It is a compliment or greeting, again written beside the left-hand margin. You can use dear sir, dear madam, dear sales manager, dear customer, etc. Then we write the main content of the letter, which is the information which is to be communicated. It is basically divided in 3 paragraphs: introductory paragraph, middle paragraph, and the closing one. So in the introductory paragraph, it is important that you include the main content precisely. The reader should come to know from the very first line of your letter that what you are going to discuss about in the letter. Then in the middle paragraph, you give all the factual information which is important for the reader to know. And in the closing paragraph, what you expect from the reader, what your preferences are, you mention in the closing paragraph. Then comes the complementary clause. It is a polite way of saying goodbye, and we basically write yours sincerely, yours truly, yours faithfully. Remember, students, never write thanking you in the business letter because it's a give and take relationship. So that way we don't add thanking you at the end. So straight away after your content is over, you will mention yours sincerely, yours truly, or yours faithfully. Then you write the signature, then you write your name and the designation. Again, remember, designation is important in business letters. At the end of the designation, to end the letter, there is one more component, that is enclosures. This line tells the reader to look in the envelope for more information. That is, if you have attached anything else with your letter, then you write it in the enclosures so that the reader may come to know that some attachments are there with the letter. So we write the word enclosures and we add the number of things that we have added. Suppose at the end of the letter, you have attached with the letter some copy of order, copy of the bill. So you can write copy of order, copy of bill this way. But if you have not enclosed anything, skip this part. So layout is very important because for the format, you get 1 mark there. So it is important that you follow the block format. So talking about block format, each line of every part, it begins at the left-hand margin. At least one line space between, leave one line space between each part. It is a time-saving method and it looks beautiful, and the reader finds it quite easy to read and get the meaning from the letter. When we talk about indent method, in this, a new paragraph begins about little bit 1.5 centimeters to the right of the left margin. This style is known as hanging style. इसे hanging style के नाम से भी बुलाया जाता है. It consumes a lot of time. It looks shabby also, and it is now out of practice too. Semi-block method means when you modify both, when you mix the block or indent method, right? Let me show you a picture of this. See this picture? The first picture is of block style, where we find how neatly the things are written and the content, the letter, every part, it starts from the left margin and spaces are left between when there is a paragraph change. Each section is clearly visible. This is the modified block style, which means mixture of the indent method and the block style method, where we see, because in indent method, the address is written towards the right side, the sender's address. Receivers on the left. Then when you start a new paragraph, you leave some centimeters from the left margin and then you start a new paragraph. And now see, this modified second picture is the mixture of both the first one and the third one. But it is always preferred for examination purpose. You are going to use this first method, that is the block style method. Now, it is important that when you are writing business letters, you must remember 7 C's of communication. First one is completeness. Letter should not lack its purpose. It is important that you provide all the necessary information in your letter. Order should not only mention the quantity that I want so and so number of things, but it should refer all the related factual details which are required: size, price, packaging, deliveries, transportation charges, discount, rates, payment item, condition, etc. Whatever is required with that order, mention it clearly. Conciseness. Be to the point, avoid unnecessary repetition. Just to elaborate the length of the letter, don't repeat the content part. Don't repeat lines. It is not going to give you any additional marks there, right? Then is consideration. Focus on you instead of I or we. Show readers benefits and emphasize positive, pleasant facts. So instead of writing, I want you to do this and that, focus that you are requested to deliver the items properly, right? So this way, focus on you, not on I. Concreteness. Use specific facts and figure. Put action in verbs and choose image building words so that the reader is able to get what exactly he has been asked, right? Next is clarity. Choose precise, concrete, and familiar words. Do not go for some kind of words which the reader is not able to understand. Construct effective sentences and paragraphs, right? Readers should understand the matter in the first reading. Then there is courtesy. In case you are writing a complaint, be sincere, thoughtful, courteous, and respectful, right? Offer to do whatever you can within reason, and try to write your complaint in a very respectful manner. Even if you're criticizing the person, don't use harsh words there, right? And this way, be courteous. Then last one is correctness. Use right level of language. Double check the facts and figures, dates, price, spelling, and grammar. Maintain acceptable writing mechanics, right? Now, suppose you had a discussion with the dealer about certain things, about the discount rate, but when you are placing an order, you change the facts and figure. This will actually create a bad impression on the person. So remember all the C's of writing a letter. Let's take an example. The first example is regarding inquiry, making inquiry. Let us read the question first. You are Anand Kumar Bhosle, Purchase Manager of Apple Telesystem, 9th Street, Mahim, Mumbai. Write to Ganpati Stationery Mart, Churchgate, Mumbai, asking for rates and terms of supply of stationery items such as pencils, papers, ribbons, carbon papers, etc. So as per the format, first of all, we will write the sender's address. Now see here, the address of the office is written. You are not to write your personal home address, write the address of the office. So Apple Telesystem, 9th Street, Mahim, Mumbai. And then the date is written. See that a space is left, and after that also 2 spaces are left. Then as the addressee is not mentioned. Now, whenever we are dealing for purchase and sale of goods, obviously you will go for the manager or the sales manager. So the sales manager is the addressee here, the Ganpati Stationery Mart, Churchgate, Mumbai. Then we write the subject, asking for rates and terms of supply of stationery item. So the subject you will get from the question itself, use that line only. Then we start with the salutation. Dear sir, we are a software company and we need the following items in the bulk for office use. I request you to kindly quote your rates and terms of supply for the following items. See, instead of wandering here and there, straight away you need to mention in the introductory paragraph what is the purpose of writing the letter. And then you are required to mention the number of things that you want to purchase from that office, right? From the stationery shop. So prepare a list. It is always advisable that you prepare a list along with the quantity that you demand. This way, the person will come to know that you are ordering things in bulk and you can get a good discount rate also. So dealings becomes quite easier, and it is always beneficial to give a clear picture that what you want to purchase from the person. So after you have prepared the list, we will go up next. That is, as we are ordering in bulk, we would expect discount on the bulk purchase. I shall be glad if you send me your catalog together with quotations for large quantities. Please do mention the time required to effect delivery and the terms of payment. We expect a reply at the earliest possible along with the acceptable terms condition. Right? So this way, you see, you are mentioning very clearly what your order is and you expect discount. So you are talking about the rate of discount that you expect from the company. Okay? You can also mention the amount also, that you expect 20% or 25% discount on the bulk purchase, right? And then you ask for the catalogs, because the price keep on changing with the passage of time, so it is beneficial if you ask for the catalog. Catalog is a brochure which contains the details of the product with price and all that. So you can ask for that, and then you can ask about their terms and condition, the way they accept payments. This way you will completely inquire about the things in the letter, and then closing, yours faithfully, then you will write your name and the designation at the end. Now, this is an example. The second example, it is about placing an order, right? This is the question carries that the school, it's Blossom Public School, that want to purchase some office furniture. Sorry, it's regarding the sports item which the school wants to purchase. So the letter is drafted that way. So Blossom Public School, the address is written, the date is written, then the sales manager, that is addressee's address, then the subject, purchase of sports item. You can also write the subject as placing order for sports item, right? Then the salutation, dear sir. It is my pleasure to communicate to you that our school wishes to place an order for sports item in bulk with your company. These items will be used in the activity rooms, gym, sports ground of the school starting from the academic session of the year 2020-21. List of the items along with their quantity is given below. So again, when you are placing the order, you need to prepare the exact list, the name with the names of items and the number of quantity. You can also, suppose you are ordering some books, so you need to mention the name of the author also. So this way, according to the order, you have to prepare the list and the way it can be ordered clearly to the dealer. Kindly deliver the order on time by ensuring that all the items are taken from the fresh lot and checked properly. Of course, it is very important that when you place the order, you also ask the person that it should be properly checked before dispatching the order. Payment of the entire purchase will be done digitally after the goods are received. It would be great if you could share the time when all the items will be delivered at our address. Looking forward to hearing from you. Yours truly, Ankit, Sports in Charge. So this way you specify your requirements. You can also add that the transportation charges will be borne by the sender, and you can also add that if any damage occurs to the goods, it will be borne by the sender. So this way you can add your terms and condition, or you can add that as per the previous letter discussed, the dealings will be done accordingly. So it should be kept in mind that what you want to write in your letter about the terms and condition. This is another example of placing order. I have shared this just because I wanted to share the beginning part of this letter. So I've avoided the introduction part, the sender's address and the addressee's address here. So let's quickly read the content here. Thank you for your prompt reply to a previous letter of inquiry dated so and so with reference number so and so. Now see, it means that the person has already written a letter making inquiry about the product. So now they have received the catalog and the price list and the rates and terms and condition. So now as you're satisfied with their dealings, so or you can say proposal, so you are now finally ordering according to the rates that you have got. So you are thanking the person for replying them, and you are also mentioning about the date of the letter which was sent and the reference number of the letter also, right? So a panel of our firm has studied your brochure and price list and feels satisfied to place an order for the same. The following chart describes the product we intend to buy along with the author, quantity, etc. So see here, number of books are ordered. So title of the book is given, the name of the author, the quantity, and the year published, right? Kindly be reminded that each of the title carries 20% student discount and 5% winter sale discount. So in case you have discussed in such a way, that way you add to it. As per our earlier communication, we have requested to send only books without binding. Also make sure that every single book is devoid of any kind of printing, binding, packing defect. So you are actually specifying the preferences which were already discussed, and you are just reminding them to keep those things in mind. The total amount of this will be paid at the time of this delivery. Yours truly and the name of the person writing the letter. You will also write the description, designation at the end. Now this is another example which shows a letter of complaint. When you are making a complaint, I have avoided the beginning part. I am starting from the subject here. Replacement of defective furniture. So you ordered some furniture, but when the furniture was delivered to you, on opening the package, you found that it was little defective. So now you want replacement. That means the order is not exactly completed properly, and that's why you're not satisfied with the order received. You wanted to make a complaint, and you're writing the letter to the company. This is with reference to order number of a sofa set dated so and so, that is wooden chairs and table worth rupees this. So you can start. It is important that you mention the order number when you are making a complaint, and you must also refer to the date when the order was placed. You can also give some reference number of the letter mentioned, right? And mentioning what kind of furniture you purchased from them. This is to bring to your notice that on inspection of furniture after receipt at club office, certain defects have been noticed. So you will mention what kind of defects are there in the furniture, and you will ask for quick replacement. So changing the paragraph, we request you to replace the furniture within a week as the club's general meeting is scheduled for the next week. We hope that such mistakes will not occur in future, hoping for an early replacement. Yours faithfully, the name and the designation. And see, now here the enclosures are added because you are attaching some documents also with the letter. So it is important to mention those documents in the enclosure. So you are attaching a copy of order and a copy of bill. It will become easier for the dealer to check your reference number and fulfill your requirement easily. So that way it is important that you mention the date, the copy of the order, copy of the bill should be attached with the letter, and it should be mentioned in the enclosures too. Hope this is clear to you all. Now sharing some important line with you with which you can start, or you can add these lines in between your letters to make it more impressive, right? So you can start the common lines. You all know very well that you can start writing that with reference to the above mentioned subject, right? Or this is with reference to the above mentioned subject. This is very common line. You can also start your letter by writing that we are, or I am writing so and so to inform you that, to confirm you, to request, or to inquire about dash dash. Referring to some previous contact, thank you for your letter of March so and so. Thank you for contacting us. Thank you for your letter regarding with reference to our telephone conversation yesterday, or it was a pleasure meeting you in so and so place last month. Then making a request, you can use these lines. We would appreciate if you would, in addition, I would like to receive. It would be helpful if you could send us, I'm interested in obtaining or receiving. Please let me know what action you propose to take. So see, you must see to the fact that the language that you use is formal, and at the same time, it is very courteous also. If you want to share some good news, we are pleased to announce that. I am delighted to inform you. You will be pleased to learn that. Giving bad news, like when you make a complaint, you want to inform about some defect found in the product, we regret to inform you that I am afraid it would not be possible to, or after careful consideration, we have decided. More lines on complaining issue. I'm writing to express my dissatisfaction with the product. Please note that the goods we ordered on so and so date have not yet arrived. We regret to inform you that our order number so and so is now considerable overdue. I would like to query the transport charges, which seem unusually high. So in case some dissatisfaction is there, you can use these some of the lines in explaining things in the letter. So this is all about business letter, dear students. Keep learning and have a nice day to all of you. Thank you so much.